Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。Hello everyone, today we are going to do the pencil crayon drawing. So, let's get your papers ready. You can use mixed media paper. Okay, that can be used for dry media and wet media. And of course, you can use the sketchbook. Okay, what kind of blend you have, you will see the sketch on the cover. Okay, what if you don't have any one of them? You can use the printing paper. Okay, so printing paper is working as well. Then, of course, you need to have the erasers, pencils, and the sharpener. Alright? And also I need you to prepare two different tracing markers. So I need to have two different sizes. One is like the fine markers. One is the thin marker like the needle. So you can compare these two are different. Alright? So you need to have your tracing markers ready. And of course, at the middle of the class, I will ask you to get your pencil crayons. Alright, we will going to color with the pencil crayon at the middle of the class. Alright, so let's get all the stuff ready for the class. Alright, so let's do it together. Okay, so grab your pencils, eraser, and measure your paper like the vertical direction. And of course, you need to have your vantage point. You can do it on a piece of tape, so you can tape it on the table so you are not ruining it. Okay, so now we have everything: paper, pencil, eraser, and the vantage point. Okay, so we want to do 2 layers stuff, right? So first of all, remember we're gonna do a base. And this line has to be horizontal. Then you have to connect 2 points from and the back all the way to the vantage point. Just eyeball it. Alright, you don't need a ruler. We are not doing something big. Just eyeball it. Alright, so when you have 2 diagonal lines, then you can close at the back and make sure the back is the horizontal as well. Alright, nothing like the vertical for now. So we have, let's grab my pencils. Alright, so we have 2 horizontal lines, the bottom and the top. So we can say that's the width of the box has to be horizontal, and the other 2 have to go in through the vantage point. Alright, so remember we're gonna do the circle at the bottom, so we have to find the middle point for 4 edges. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Alright, then we close the point by the arch line. They are not straight, they have to be curvy in between the points. So try to make the line very smooth and curvy. Alright, so it will look like the oval. Okay, smooth. Alright. Okay, then we're gonna do the second layer, but in case I can't layering my second layer based on the bottom one, so I have to find the center cross of the circle. Like this, I just connect the 4 points that we just made and add in the high vertical line at the center point, the center cross here. Okay, so we raise up. So when I do the box on the top, I know it's gonna be cover the bottoms. Okay, so I have to do another horizontal line and make sure it's below the middle line that I just add, the vertical line I just add. Alright, so the top will be just like the same. We finish the horizontal, then connect 2 points to the vantage point, then use another horizontal line to close in between. Okay, so same thing, I'm gonna do the circle on the top, so same thing, I'm gonna find 4 points, then I just make sure my plate is right on top of the horizontal line, the vertical line I just add. Then I can do the circles. Alright, so now I know the bottom one and the top one looks like on the same layers but different sizes. Alright, before we start to adding even more detail, I'm gonna clean out all the extra pencil line from my paper to keep my paper clean, so nothing extras. Okay, so I don't confuse myself when I start to do the detail. So same thing for you. Okay, my layer plate is ready, so I can almost move on to do the detail. But before that, I want you to take your time to check your base. Are they correct? Alright? Okay, for this section, before I start to add in really detail, we have to make sure the layout, everything can fit into my plate. Alright, so I do some shade like the cylinder. I just eyeball it. I didn't use the 1 point perspective. Okay, but it looks like it matched to there. So you have to eyeball it. Alright, so I'm gonna do some cupcakes at the bottom layers and do something on the top. Okay, so now it looks like I'm adding a bunch of the cylinder. Okay, and they are not with any detail, but I can count I have 4 of them and how big they are. Alright, then I finish the first layer and move up to the second layer on the top. And I'm gonna put a start to at the middle, like the decorations. Same thing for you. You can add in any decoration you want to make your paper, display looks pretty and fancy. All right. So if you want to add in the table, remember you are not going to do it like the freestyle. You have to follow the vantage point. All right. I finished the layout, so I'm gonna start to do my detail, but I'm gonna use the marker to do it so it's more clear. But please, you are not going to use the marker for now. You're gonna stay with the pencils. All right, so you can fix this even you make the mistake. All right, so the detail, just like we practiced for the last 2 weeks, I'm looking for a very nice joint. So don't just show me something flat without any textures. Okay, so try to do it as much as you can. Just like mine, I add in the cream, but I also add in the textures on the cream, right? And I'm gonna have the strawberry, so which means I'm gonna cover the seed or maybe the leaf on the bottom, on the top. So I can zoom in, you can see it's more clear. Okay, even more. Oh, all right, like this big. Okay, just like I said, I not just finished the seed of the strawberry, I also adding some leaf to make my strawberry has more detail. Alright, so I want you to do something like the same. Alright, if you're trying to do the cupcake, the cake, or any other desserts, what kind of topping? Alright, even the container has the textures. My cupcake, I use the paper cup, so which means it has the fence wrinkle. So I have to do it as well. So same as you, but you are not going to make it then look so rushed. Okay, so be slow down and make sure all the line is very clear and clean, nothing crossing to each other. All right, now grab your pencils and erasers to start to decorate your dessert, to organize your display to make them look pretty, and try to add in detail as much as you can. So I know some of you haven't done the joints. It's okay. All right. So I'm gonna show you how to do the plate. So remember we just got the oval at the bottom, just right at the bottom. It doesn't have to be a circle shape. It could be another pattern if you want to. So let me show you how. So if I want to have my plates, my displays looks like a special shape like the flower petals, I just simply do the curvy that I like. So just make the front a little bit wider. The side, the back looks smaller because the perspective. The object close to us will look slightly bigger, and the other we're gonna be getting smaller. All right, something small, and I'm gonna skip that because there's not a cake, so to cover us. All right, and the plate is not just a piece of paper, it has the thickness, right? So at the bottom, I'm gonna add in a little bit thickness, and the front we can see something like that. You see the side and the front will look different. The front will look like they are connecting to each other, but when we start to do the side, it looks like they are separate because the angle, and the back we are not going to see it. All right, and most of the plate you have to curve in, so I'm gonna do a little bit like the dash line to show if something go a little bit curved in, they are not flat. All right, and feel free to add in some patterns, some prints on your plate, because most of the time the tea time they have a very fancy container to make your tea time looks, I don't know, like a royal stuff. Okay, so the same thing on the top. You can have the same shape, or you can just have a very simple shape, just like the oval that you made. Okay, but again, you have to show the thickness. They are not just a piece of paper on the top. All right, and same thing you can have in a print, the decoration, if you want to put the flower on it. All right, that's just how we do the display. All right, and feel free to add in the background such as a table. I did the table, so I'm gonna do it right there, and because they have the wrinkles, so I can show that the fabric. All right, a little bit of wrinkles and something behind. All right, so that's what we're gonna do for today, the outside shading of the shape. That's it. When you complete your drawing, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，跟写上日期。Bye bye, see you next time!